Okay, today is Friday, September 19th. It is 5:33 in the morning. Okay, I'm getting ready to fly out to San Francisco. Our flight is going to board in maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so there are complications with the health of the babies from birth, and we call them Twin A and Twin B because that's how they were denoted, I guess, when they were in the womb. So Twin B came out and was looking pretty good. 5.5 pounds, came out second, actually, 2 minutes after Twin A, and took her into neonatal ICU and hooked her up to something called like a CPAC or something like that. It's just a little maybe higher oxygenated air, and it gives a gentle push, but the baby is breathing on its own. And I guess about 4 hours after birth, had a little difficulty breathing, and they think it's because right before delivery there's a special chemical that gets made in the lungs that helps them open up. And since they came a little early, maybe they didn't have that chemical, so they put in a synthetic substitute for that. And so otherwise she's doing just fine. Twin A, when they did the ultrasound, they thought that she was about 4.5 pounds. So when she came out, she was really 3.5 pounds, so considerably lighter. And she came out non-responsive. Her coloring, I think, was okay, but she was limp and wasn't breathing. And it took them 2 minutes to get them to get her into NICU and hooked up to a ventilator. So she's hooked up to a ventilator, which essentially means the machine is breathing for her. They thought originally that there might be some sort of birth defect in the heart, and they got a pediatric cardiologist out to the hospital. He thinks that the heart is fine. They did an EKG. So the current theory is they thought that while baby A, even though she was smaller, was being born, gas into the birth canal, that maybe it was a tight fit and the blood was kind of forced out of her and back through the umbilical cord. So her blood pressure was really low, and so they think that she was just really anemic and in distress when she was born. So she's on a ventilator, so the machine is doing the breathing for her. They have an IV in her umbilical cord, and they're going to give her a blood transfusion. About 4 hours after birth, as they're continuing to work on Twin A, things start to improve. I think she's starting to stabilize, and she opened her eyes, and she has better musculature function, I guess. Instead of just being kind of completely limp, she was able to move her arms a little bit, had better muscle tone. But at this point, there's still a risk that she could die. There's a risk that she could have brain damage. We just don't know at this point, and they're planning on doing a CAT scan tomorrow to check her brain function, although they're not sure if that's really going to tell us what we would want to know, I guess, from the test. So that's the update. So we're a little worried and freaked out about that, but I know that she's in NICU with doctors and nurses around her constantly caring for her, and we can only hope for the best. So I think that's the update. I'm sure I'm forgetting some medical information. We just got a series of phone calls throughout the night from Carmen, who is a nurse, but she doesn't work at the hospital. She's a friend of the birth family, and so she was calling Matt and updating throughout the night, but neither of us got very much sleep, particularly Matt. I don't think he got much at all. So that's the update. We're heading out to California here hopefully pretty soon, and hopefully we'll have some good news when we have our layover in Houston or when we get to San Francisco. I'll update you soon.